president. Now that I think I can't imagine myself or my party or my anyone in the party nominee of Benazir Bhutto or of Nawaz Sharif in the ARD being asked to do that and to take that very lowly, powerless position.
But maybe they don't ask you to take that lowly, powerless position, but nevertheless your party decides to share power.
Well, that will be even less, less of power or authority. I mean, if the...
But being in government comes with certain benefits.
You know, it does. There are benefits, but they're purely personal. I mean, you have a protocol, you have probably an outrider in front of your car, you can use the VIP lounge and an official aircraft or whatever. But I mean, the pressure is enormous. I mean, when people go to a patriot minister, even a Q minister today, and he can't do a thing for them, it rebounds. You lose support.
So what you're saying is that there is no way your party would get into a power sharing arrangement?
No, if there is a genuine transfer of power, I can see that the party coming into government.
If there's a genuine transfer of power, that means that no president in uniform and the army goes back to the barracks.
I see that happening in 2007 personally. I think as I look at it, 2007, General Musharraf will want to extend his uniform, the tenure of his uniform, constitutionally. For that he needs a 2/3 majority because he needs to amend the constitution in around November 2007.
October, Mr. Sharifuddin Pizada said.
Well, November 16th is the last date, so if Sharifuddin says October, he's a harbinger of bad news anyway, always. And so he might be speaking authoritatively out of some information and knowledge. But the point is that General Musharraf will require a 2/3 majority. To get a 2/3 majority, he will not only have to rig the elections, you know, just rig them, he'll have to rig them heavily.
But why can't he get it from this assembly? This assembly is there till November.
This assembly, if he, this assembly, he can only get it if the Pakistan People's Party voted for him, because I assume the mullahs have learned their lesson after having voted for the 17th Amendment.
But do they ever learn lessons?
I doubt it. I agree with you. It's a difficult one. I think they would hesitate in voting another amendment, giving a 2/3 majority. And there's no possibility of the Pakistan People's Party in this assembly voting for extending the uniform.
Not even if there's a power sharing formula that's broke, or deal that's brokered. And this is part of the deal.
No, you know, there's been even for instance, voting on such legitimate legislations as the Women's Protection Bill, which is now an act now. We've had a very difficult debate on that, and a serious debate on that, because while we wanted to vote for it, frankly, I mean, this is a good measure. So many of us were saying, you know, it amounts to voting for General Musharraf. And we've been saying, go Musharraf, go, so many times in all these years. One had to convince them, those friends, passionately, that it doesn't really mean that. I mean, it's voting for the women of Pakistan. And if, for instance, Pervez Musharraf were to bring in the Karokari bill tomorrow, or the Wani bill tomorrow, or the Savara bill tomorrow, I'm sure I would myself, I think we would vote for those bills. But that doesn't mean that we support Pervez Musharraf. That just means we support the cause of women in Pakistan.
So if he gave you an opportunity to be in government, would you vote for him again? Vote with him again?
No, we'd vote on these issues.
No, what I'm saying is if he gave you an opportunity to be in government.
I don't think so. I think this is not being in government. This is being an opportunity of being, being in the service of the general. Really, that I think we will never vote for.
No, you've been very clear about this, but as I said, people are quite convinced that there's some kind of negotiation, some kind of deal in the making. So, if your party was to go with the current regime and go into government with a uniformed president, where would you personally stand?
Very difficult, but I'd go with my party in the sense, where do I go from anywhere? I might not be in government. I was not in government in Benazir's second tenure. In her first tenure, I was the interior minister and law minister, yes, but in her second tenure, I wasn't in government at all. But I'm with the party. I sink and swim with the party, of course. I'll go along with that, but I might not be in government.
Okay, and now speaking of elections, what about elections within your party itself?
We are in the process of the elections within the party, and on a mass countrywide scale, we've just completed this 14th of January, the membership drive.
Right.
We've finished the membership, it's cut-off date. And by 30th of March, we'll have extensive nationwide elections. We've already had elected councillors during the membership drive. So the councillors are the one who vote. For each councillor, there are 25 members in the party. And we have tens of thousands of councillors in the Punjab, tens of thousands in Lahore, in fact. So you can multiply, and these are all recorded. If you were to come to my office, I could give you a picture of my constituency, for instance. And in my constituency alone, we have about 4,000 councillors. Multiply by that by 25 is the genuine member. We have photographs of them.